meteorologist, Stephen Jones.
Well, starting off with the time lapse for our Saturday, you can see partly cloudy skies for the afternoon, but just a beautiful day at that. And going towards that sunset, the way it sets pretty nicely with that good red glow on the horizon. One of my favorites here in West Texas is some of those sunsets. Of course, in the 10 p.m. hour, starting to cool off as we're clearing out in terms of the clouds as well, so going to be a good cool down. 81 so far here in San Angelo, starting to see some 70s as well. 77 for Junction as well as Menard, 79 in Ozona, so about 5 degrees or so across the Concho Valley from south to north right now. And when we're looking at those dew points, relatively dry to what we were seeing last month and into the past few weeks as well. Still holding on to the 60s towards the southeast, 65 for Junction, 55 here in town, 50 for Ozona, and relative humidity indices following that same trend from the 30s up towards the 60s as you make your way from the west towards the east, but really still going to be pretty nice out there, not too muggy, and that's pretty good news for me as well. As we look at the upper level pattern, you can see this big upper level trough off towards the east, going to continue its trek a little bit south and off towards the east, but that's what's going to be cooling us going into these next few days, getting into those lower 90s. It's not a super big cool down, but still going to be watching as this little bit of high pressure tries to make its way back in, but overall very weak at that. And with that, it's going to allow some more rain chances to work its way into the area as that front works into the area as well. You can see by Tuesday night into Wednesday, pushing to about that 20 to 30% mark. It takes a little bit of a break, but as we head in towards the last weekend of August already, picks right back up towards those isolated, widely scattered activity out there. So keep the umbrella handy as we head into midweek into the back half of that work week. But for right now, the national satellite pretty quiet out there. No severe thunderstorm warnings as far as I can see. Just a little bit of activity towards the Four Corners region, but we do have a little bit in the tropics to watch out for. There is a 40% chance issued by the National Hurricane Center. This area of low pressure that's starting to enter towards the islands there near Barbados to the south of Puerto Rico. Like I said, about a 40% chance through the next 7 days, but this track is one of those that could eventually potentially make its way towards the Gulf. It's a little bit early to make any sort of predictions on that end, but something to keep our eyes on as we work through about the next 7 days or so. Across the Lone Star State, similar to most of the nation, pretty quiet out there. A little bit of activity towards the Rio Grande Valley, but across the Concho Valley, not too much, and you can see that on the radar as well. All of it's isolated towards the valley and into New Mexico, but most of the Lone Star State coming in high and dry for our Saturday and looking pretty similar as we go into our Sunday as well. Whenever we're looking a little bit closer into town, not too much cloud cover as well. You could see that on the time lapses that we had earlier. It all really moved out of the region and going to hold this pretty much projection as we go into the overnight hours as well. You can see that on our futurecast going through the overnight hours, mostly clear skies, and into your Sunday, maybe just a couple of clouds into the afternoon as we see that. Could try to get one maybe weak shower out there, but I don't think it's looking promising at all, so I don't have any rain chances on the board. And as we head into Monday as well, the only chances we have just these little green specks, mainly for our northeastern counties, so nothing to watch out for yet, but you saw those 7-day rain chances gonna start to pick up as we head into Tuesday night and Wednesday. But as you can see here, even for Tuesday day, not too much to worry about as you're going through Monday and Tuesday if you're heading to school or work or anything like that. So for tonight, under the clear skies, gonna be cooling off pretty nicely, about 72 degrees, maybe even a little bit cooler than that. I'm thinking we could hit the upper 60s tonight for sure. Winds out of the east 5 to 10 miles an hour, and tomorrow, just another beautiful Sunday out there to get out and about. 96 degrees is what we're looking at for that daytime high. Winds out of the east-northeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then whenever we're working through that 7-day forecast, you can see rain chances pick up there Tuesday night into Wednesday is what we're watching for. But that's our cool down as well. Whenever that weak cold front makes its way in, drops us from the upper 90s into those lower 90s, potentially even those upper 80s by the time we're heading into Wednesday. And whenever we're going into the last weekend of August, going to hold on to some of those rain chances, maybe even on the rise as we head in towards Saturday. But those daytime highs also going to start to rise as well, with those overnight lows going from the 60s to the low